The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
Hear the words you say sometimes? I mean, who talks like that?
98 KUPD.
And we can't talk to them, but the Sklar brothers are here. They have
They'll be appearing somewhere in the valley.
Yeah, got a gag.
Everybody relax.
Yeah.
We're all good.
We're all
back.
Everything's
fine. Everybody's calm.
Randy and Jason are here. The Sklar brothers. Where are you? I don't even know. Matt doesn't do any.
Tempe Improv.
You're at the Improv.
There we go.
All right, tonight and tomorrow.
One of our favorite. Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Sunday night.
We're doing Sunday as well.
Yeah,
You're skipping
Sunday as
football?
well. We're skipping football. We'll watch football with you guys here.
Okay.
We'll do it here in Tempe. But so excited. I mean, it does feel like we're returning a little bit to some normalcy and that we're out doing shows with, I mean, these clubs are our favorite clubs.
They're awesome. It's good to have you back. It seems like
I mean, it's great? We come back in here and we get that pouring down rain, just like that typical Phoenix rain.
I mean,
just pouring buckets of, like the rain in Phoenix. So when you're up in Portland, Oregon, the rain, like the sun is in Portland, Oregon.
Whenever the sun comes out, it feels like that person who doesn't realize that there's a meeting in the conference room and they're bringing their lunch in. And they're like,
they open up their,
crap.
sorry.
Sorry. I didn't realize you guys had this.
I'm going to just eat it in the stairwell.
But here, when it rains in
Portland's like, the sun is like, you have this booked for all of fall, all of winter, all of spring, and like a little bit of summer. Okay, fine, I'll be back.
But in Phoenix, when it rains, man.
The rain is like your deadbeat dad coming back in Phoenix, coming back
for
for Thanksgiving. You're like, he's going to screw a lot of things up.
You're like, he's not supposed to be here.
He's not supposed to be
here.
here.
He's making everyone
he's
uncomfortable.
He's ruining everything.
He's ruining your shoes.
He's just like, oh, God.
He's Daniel Day-Lewis of Weather. He comes back and screams.
Bastard from a basket!
Oh, my God, he's back.
I drink your milkshake. So just literally. The crazy thing is that I did expect it just to be, I don't know why I expected it to be like 150 degrees.
And it has been. Like yesterday was the first day we had that wasn't like 85.
December.
It's been amazing.
It's been a warmer December.
Welcome. And we thank you for bringing us a little respite. You come in, now we're wearing, like Brady was, I don't understand your jacket at all, but Brady has one with sleeves. Like
I've got a Canadian Goose
So
jacket.
Jay's got a Canada Goose.
It's not a jacket. It's a vest.
It's a vest.
It's a vest. Canada Goose is we were just up in Toronto filming a show that we can't talk about, but it's going to be fun.
Great show.
So
it's the funniest show on TV.
So
it'll never die.
Can't even mention that?
No.
We're not. We can say we were shooting but while we were up there, we had to get better coats because we've been living in L.A. for 20 years. We don't have coats. It was like winter time up in Toronto.
So I get this coat. It's so expensive. A vest. $4,000.
Oh my God! You over?
They're Canada.
Did they get me on that?
So
That's real goose down.
Our favorite thing was to just start talking like all the Canadians. Hey,
we're up here.
Ron and Jay here got some Canada Goose coats.
Look, this is how we talk down in Los Angeles.
People said, "Are you the Sedin twins?" We said,
No, not the Sedin twins.
But like the Sedin twins, we also haven't brought a Stanley Cup to the Maple Leafs.
Oh,
is it Leafs or Leafs?
It should be Leafs.
Why did they pluralize Leafs to be Leafs up there? So Jay brought a vest.
I bought a vest.
Jay bought a Canada vest for
$4,000. Canada Goose.
If he had sleeves on it, it'd be $5,000.
I think it's sleeves.
It's sleeves. It's sleeves.
It should be sleeves up in Canada. Yeah.
So here's the deal. They're really expensive, but we found out
why they're so expensive.
They actually cost only about $12.
$12 to make, so the difference in cost gives them universal health care up there in Canada. Yeah, they use
if someone buys a $1,200 expedition coat in Toronto, then a woman in Halifax can get a hysterectomy.
Yeah, and not pay an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You open my eyes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nobody thought of this.
Well, if they play any worse, they're going to ask them to leave.
Yeah, that's right. They don't want to say that. They don't want to call them leaves because then they'll leave.
Then they'll take off. Oh, my God. It's so true. I got to write that down. Why is this? Where's this grammar issue going on in this jersey?
How
do they get away with that up in Canada?
Yeah, they're so quick to be grammatically
correct. But I'm wearing it here. I
Yeah.
get to wear it here. It's a little chilly.
Yeah, well, because in Toronto, everybody dresses like Drake. So it makes sense that you're looking like this. Brady has that same coat, only it has sleeves, and he would wear it through the whole show.
So
it's 80 degrees. Like,
I'm
what are
the
you doing?
Jewish part of Drake right now.
Yeah.
Randy is the black part of Drake.
We identify.
right?
We identify.
Oh, you guys are the mixed race split in half.
Yes,
That's right.
we're split
So I'm
Drake in
seeing
half.
it. It's like the
Two
atom.
parts. The two parts of Drake.
It's the atom of rappers. We have split it, and you're
split in half, and now you can see what it is.
I really like that.
Thank you.
And the podcast is still going strong. Obviously, you guys doing that stuff.
Yes, we're doing View from the Cheap Seats, of which you will be a part of our end of the
Yeah.
year character episode, which is our sports podcast, and then we do
Dumb People Town. Which
This-
the world's getting dumber.
Oh,
As ocean levels rise, IQs go down. That's
Yeah.
just that.
the stories we have covered on Dumb People Town, like the woman who got her head stuck in the tailpipe of a truck at a country music festival.
Or as we like to call her,
Woman at a country music festival. Could have been any number
How
of
is that not
thousands of
happening at
women.
every Trisha Yearwood event?
It's a common problem.
How does that make the news?
Which is why they cut their mufflers off a lot of the time.
Exactly.
You literally just see her neck, you can't see her head, and you're like, I wonder why they call these people small-minded. I really don't.
Darlene, get out of there! Get her out!
Not again.
Not again.
That's why they started moving.
She did it again.
Fire it up. Do some donuts and see if you can shake her loose.
That's why they started moving the pipes to the
Yeah,
top.
you got to get it
Right.
right.
So wait,
Darlene
from the
can't
bottom.
fall in.
All right, so we have to tell this story. So
love that.
when Jay and I, when the Cardinals were in the World Series, when the Cardinals were in the World Series in 2006, we went back home to St. Louis to go to a World Series game. We shot some stuff for This Week in Baseball, so they got us tickets to the game. Major League Baseball did.
Our dad, who grew up in St. Louis, for all those World Series for the Cardinals, never went to a World Series game because our dad was the cheapest man in the world. Like, we would go. He's like,
Our mom grew up in Canton, Ohio, and so we would go to Canton, Ohio every year for like 10, 12 years to visit her parents and her brother, and we never went to the Football Hall of Fame.
Dad's like, it's a ripoff. We're like, it's the only reason you go to Canton.
Rip-off.
What are you talking
We're
about?
sports
It's
fans.
miserable.
We're sports fans, and you're not going to let. So
Literally, I was like,
so he never went to a World Series because he's like, those tickets are too much money. I'll watch it on TV. So we got tickets. We're taking him to the. So we're at the stadium and we're shooting some stuff for Twib, and we're down like towards near the field, and this guy comes over, big tall guy with a ponytail and like a jean jacket, and he comes over to us, deep voice, and he's like,
Hey, man.
I'm a huge fan of Cheap Seats.
You
I
guys.
love that show.
You guys.
I love Cheap Seats. That was great, really great. And we turn,
And he walks away.
We're like, thanks so much, man. And we turn to our parents and we're like, see,
Look at this.
look at this. Our show, which we love doing on ESPN Classic. Cheap
Our
Seats,
sense of humor connects with the groundskeeper.
the guy who
this
runs,
guy who
this guy who runs the groundskeeper,
or whatever the hell he does.
Whatever he does, like
Maybe he's
just-
in maintenance. I don't know, but he
just-
loves what we just did. And doesn't that make you proud? And then over the loudspeaker, they're like, ladies and gentlemen.
They're practicing the national, sing the national anthem. Multi-platinum recording artist Trace Atkins.
Oh,
And then
man.
he walked over there, and we're like, "Oh, that was Trace Atkins."
Oh, sorry.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ!
I
Trace
guess-
Atkins?
Yes, we were
no
like,
kidding.
we're
you
like-
guys didn't recognize
Trace
that?
Atkins.
That
We're like,
voice alone.
yes.
2006 Trace Atkins. Would we
Oh,
have
yeah.
recognized?
You thought he
him?
was a groundskeeper?
Yeah,
Somehow this is racist. I can't
Is
figure it out.
racist? We're all white.
I just want to let you guys know you're good people.
You guys
See,
are good.
even
I love
Hell's
Cheap
Angels love us.
So he said, look, see, the guy who came up with the Atkins diet likes what we
Loves
do.
what we-
Don't you
Pretty
understand?
sure it wasn't Chet Atkins. Like, I can understand that.
Sure it wasn't Clay Aikens. It was just ridiculous and just a great moment.
That's
But,
incredible.
Yeah, it was
Have you
awesome.
been starstruck as the duo that like some other than that one, like where you actually knew the guy who said, "Oh my God, I love Cheap Seats, they love the podcast"? And
I mean, when we met Snoop, and he was like, hey, man. Like, he's like, I want to take a picture with you guys. We're like, all right, yeah, cool. Or we were like, can we take a picture with you? And then he said, can I take a picture with you guys? And then he got his white assistant to come over and take a picture.
One
of
of
us.
his 2 white assistants to come over to
And we're like, what? Why does he-
Unimportant detail, but I like that you
It's
screwed
great.
it.
I mean, we were just like, this is amazing. And they were both like normcore white. They weren't even like, you know what I mean? I was like,
They weren't even like trying to be hip hop guys.
They were
like,
both Colin Robinson. You know what I
okay,
mean?
there you
It's
go.
like he stole Colin Robinson's. And they took pictures of us, and we're like, why do you want a picture? He's like, cheap seats, man. That's what I used to watch
I
all
love
the
that
time.
roller.
No
And he
kidding.
was so great and so cool. So then later, he judged one of the first roast battles for Comedy Central. And Jay and I were doing stuff for Comedy Central Radio, and we were sitting
We were
right
doing like post-battle interviews on the radio, which was so much fun. It was
Post-game
great.
show.
post-game show. What happened out there?
Right. Yeah.
Will you roast again?
Giving 110%.
Will you ever roast again? And so we're sitting right behind Sarah Silverman and Snoop during the taping of the thing and feeding jokes to them. And I watched Snoop smoke. I'm not joking. He smoked like 6 of the
Full
blunts
like
down
top to bottom.
through the whole thing. He smokes the whole thing, and he was fine throughout the whole thing. Then afterwards, we're hanging out in the green room, and we go up and hang out in the green room. It's Jeff Ross and us and Snoop and a couple other people, and Snoop, of course, fires up another one and starts passing it around. And when Snoop passes it literally from his hand to you,
You're smoking it.
you have
Yes.
you must
You're like-
partake in it.
Else it's an insult.
Yeah, it is an
What, do you
insult.
want to insult the guy?
You don't want it.
He'll shoot you.
Or he'll just shoot, or he'll shoot you a look.
He'll shoot
And
you
don't
a
wanna
look, and
look.
you don't want that. It's
You
like
don't
if
want it.
Brady. It's like if Brady handed you a steak. You'd be like, I got it. This is coming from
Take
the
a bite.
source.
I'm in the presence
Probably
of
good.
greatness.
Probably good
It's a
steak.
petite fillet, and he's got it in his coat, but I don't care. So
It's warm and moist. It's been in my coat.
never trust, and we talked about this during the break, never trust warm water lobster.
That's true. You don't
I
like it
now
coming
know
from
that.
there.
I now know. Thank
Yes.
you, Brady.
Yeah. Cabo lobster.
So
you
you
don't
get-
eat it.
so-
Trouble.
You don't
Trouble.
Cabo Lobster is Sammy Hagar's new company, right?
It's not going well. A lot of people have died.
Look, it's lobster infused vodka. Why don't you like it?
Yeah.
So it comes around to me once. It comes around to me again. I partake in it, and that's
Took
it.
the tiniest.
The tiny again. I've seen this guy smoke 5 or 6 of these.
Right.
In the
I think
thing.
it's low.
And
Low.
I then get in the car that was there to drive me home. A car service
Right.
was there to drive me home. Thank God I wasn't driving.
White guy?
So it's at the old House of Blues, which is
Asian woman.
Asian woman.
Oh, God, you didn't make it.
Sunset,
There's a wreck.
Sunset, and like where is it? It's like Sunset and like
House of
Sweets.
Blues, Sunset and like Crescent Heights.
Yeah,
By
right
the
there in
time
Harlem.
I got to Sunset and La Brea,
That's like a mile.
I forgot where I was that night. I forgot what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing in that car,
Yeah.
and I didn't know where I was going. This was too. And I was like, this weed probably came from like Bob Marley's grave. It's like, you know what I mean? Like grown out of the dead bones of Bob Marley is this weed that only Snoop smoked, and it just was unreal.
How did that compare? How did that experience compare to Burning Man?
Burning Man was pretty great.
Yeah, here we go. Brady is
Brady
so curious about it, and he'll never go, and he acts like he's interested, but there's
It's
no
really-
reason.
I'll
Brady,
say
you
this.
got to go.
I was very
haven't gone,
skeptical.
but Randy's gone.
I was skeptical, and then it was.
You're
But
in.
you're not him. He has no business talking about it.
Brady would be like making steaks
Yeah.
for everybody.
Brady
at Burning
walks
Man.
into a restaurant that has smoke. This is garbage. Get me out
Yeah,
of here.
you wouldn't
Like
be
if
able
it's
to handle a
cigarette.
dust storm.
Right, that's
that-
it. You're
that
not going to
whipped
do
up there.
Brady
That's
hated
tough.
Miami Beach because of all the sand.
It's not good.
So,
come
yeah.
on,
This
man.
A little too humid.
And
What
he-
is this?
He got mad. I hate it here. We're out of here.
Found a nice bar to hang out in.
Yeah, gay bar, and he didn't know it was a gay
in
bar.
Miami?
Yeah, imagine that.
South Beach.
So
Hey.
Brady,
What are you
just
gonna
to
do?
surmise, found a bar in Miami.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's fun. I have to say, I was very skeptical. My wife wanted to go, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll go.
Yeah.
And then I had a great time. I had a fantastic time.
And Jason, you did not go.
I did not go,
Because
so I
you
can
still care about your kids.
So you can still
awesome.
make fun of me
Yeah.
for going.
So I want to be able to have something to make fun of Randy for doing
Absolutely.
and getting wholeheartedly into. But it was.
Yeah. Have you gone back?
So they didn't have it last year,
Yeah.
obviously, and they didn't have it this year.
You can do it alone, I think.
Well, so then, what I found out about the lore of it was like when it first started happening, it was like this thing that people would go out to this place in the desert, and there wouldn't be 70,000 people
Right.
that just show up at this thing. It'd be just a small group of people, and they'd drive out and like shoot guns at barrels and have them explode. It was like the Wild West. It was like, we can do anything out here. Like we can, like basically have a live sex show with an alligator. Sure. Let's do that. Let's go out there and then fire a rocket off over here. And like, that's what it was. And then it's like obviously become now a place for women to take Instagram photos. That's literally what it is. But I mean, so it's gotten very, very corporate. I mean, well,
JCPenney's Burning Man. I knew right then.
You
We were like, wow.
The Tostita.
You missed a good one.
The Beef O'Brady's Burning Man. Really had me
the Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you feel.
They're going to like
The
the way you
Midas Burning Man.
You're going to like how you feel.
Is he still around? Didn't he shoot somebody? No, that was the other. Zimmerman.
There's no way that guy doesn't have throat cancer.
Is that Hans Zimmerman?
You're going to love how you feel. I make Harvey Firestein sound like he's okay.
Yes, I wanted him to be the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
Because they kind of were.
They kind of look very similar.
That's true.
The guy from Men's Warehouse, he was like the American version of the
He's
Dossier.
the Don Swayze of the Swayze family to the interesting man.
He's like
he looks enough
Frank
like him that
Stallone.
he's the Frank
Stallone.
Stallone.
He's
Frank
Dos
Stallone.
Equis, he's Uno Equis.
He's 10.
Uno Equis.
Singular X.
Singular X.
Yeah, it's always fun. Randy and Jason, the Sklar brothers, are at the Improv this weekend. If you want to go tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And COVID didn't get it. Got it. What happened?
Never got it.
Never got it.
I might be getting it right now.
I actually put
know.
it on my wish list for Christmas.
Get
today,
it.
so.
It's really great. I
wanted the price to come down, so I wanted to wait.
Well, always looking for a deal.
You can get it from. You can get it on Amazon Prime. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's
that you
really
can
good.
Order the
By
code
this
anyway.
afternoon.
Yeah, because I got it about a month ago, and I realized after you get it, you're like, it's a relief.
Right.
The no-hitter's over. You can go out and pitch your game. You don't have to
Feel
worry.
good. It's like losing right before you go into the playoffs.
Exactly. You
Got
get
it
that
out of
weird
the
one
way.
out of the way. And
Yeah,
now
you got the bad one out of the way where it didn't.
We
count.
had some friends that got it, and it got it pre the vaccine coming out, and it just really laid. One of our friends just laid him out for 10 days, and then other friends
I got
it.
a
yeah, Brady got it. Bounced through it. We thought for sure he was dead. We were planning funerals and everything else.
Thank God for the cold water lobster.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, we went out to eat with him a couple years ago, and I started planning his funeral.
You plan your own if you reach over to that plate to get that lobster. Take that steak out of his pocket. You're
Don't
want to
get the petite filet out of the old pocket.
He's like your old dog. Let him finish before you
Let
pet
him
him.
have it.
Let him finish.
Before you pet him.
There's a lot of times you just say the words, that's
He ate
his
already,
now.
right?
That's
He ate
his now.
already.
That's his now.
That's his now. Don't.
When
That's his now.
when he falls asleep, you can take it back.
You have to understand there's an order in eating, too.
And I wouldn't risk it when
Oops,
he's
put down.
asleep. That's his now.
If
That's a
it's
big phrase we
like
use.
proximity to Brady is all,
There's a radius of what belongs to him in a restaurant.
Possession is
Look,
90% of the law.
Yeah.
Just know where the end of his electric fence is and stand outside of
Stand
that.
outside of it. He can't go
Yeah.
that far, and then you put
He's a dog with
Let me-
foghorn leghorn. He's got a foghorn noses. Just
Let me
keep
tell
it-
you about an apex predator.
Yeah, be smart. Be smart with it. Sklar brothers are at the Improv all weekend, and how long? It's been maybe 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
How
since
come
we've
I'm
been
not
back
on the
here.
show anymore? You guys used to ask me to do stuff, and
I told him I know one.
You
yeah,
can.
Brady knows why.
You should. Well, why? Why?
Money.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Did I start?
was asking
Money.
for too much
That's right. Why- Oh yeah, money.
I don't remember
We have to-
asking for that.
People ask us. It must be so great. You guys get to travel around together. It's wonderful.
Well, you know what the best part about being a comedy team is? We get to split the money. They let us.
They allow that.
They
to
let
happen.
us split it.
That's
It's so
amazing.
great.
So you're telling me the same that a single guy would
That's
get, like
right.
Singular X would
Yeah.
get one check.
They cut
Dos
it in
Equis
half.
Cut it in
cut that
half.
same check
Without
in half.
even asking us. They
Brilliant.
cut it in half. And
You
then they
each get half of what a normal comedian would get.
You know how
That's amazing.
Like a night of heavy partying, or you could even say one of the nights of Burning Man. You just say to yourself, we made all the wrong choices. Get to the point in the night where you're going to have to pay for the choices, and you're like, I made every single choice was wrong here. That's what it feels like in this business. We're like, we're twins and we're going to do comedy, but it's really not going to be about being twins. Okay, that was maybe a bad choice. We have to go out on the road and we got to split all the money. That was a bad choice. Everything we're doing feels like, oh God, we shouldn't have done that.
Except for the fact that we love doing the shows.
But there was a time when you could go see a Sklar brother.
No,
Was there?
never.
I thought one
That
of you
would've been
didn't.
good.
Anybody go up on alone at any time? Just
Oh,
come
once,
see the Sklar brother.
So the last time we were in Canada, or this is like a few years ago, we had a couple. We did a theater in Minneapolis, and then we were going up to do this space in Toronto. And Randy didn't check his
I
passport.
misread my passport, and it was like I got to the airport on a Saturday morning, and Jay, the woman,
The guy swipes through my thing, and then
like, good to go, and then he gets mine and just starts typing and just typing.
Anytime they're typing for a long time,
typing for an
something's wrong.
inordinate amount of time. I'm like,
Something
what
is
are you
wrong.
answering emails? He's just typing. I was like, oh, okay,
You're done.
This is bad.
Toast.
And
He's
a guy's
like,
putting on a glove.
Right.
Yep.
Who's that?
bend over. I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening right here? Why am
Pocket
I getting?
steaks.
Why am I getting?
Let's find him.
Why am I getting a prostate exam in line?
And so then they said, your passport's expired. You can't come. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll just fly up there and apologize to everybody for an hour.
So while Jay's on the flight to Toronto, I call the club. I'm like, this is probably how long ago?
2011?
So a long time ago. So Skype was really the only thing. There wasn't FaceTime. There wasn't Microsoft Teams that existed back then. So I said, if I Skype in, can you put me on the screen behind him and we'll do the set, me from this like
the worst hotel ever.
the worst hotel ever.
It wasn't even a Days Inn.
It was just a daze. That's all I was staying in. Like the Wi-Fi was so spotty. So I stand and we did.
And it worked?
Yes, it worked. I mean, we did about 35 minutes.
No kidding.
Which is a long time to
Nobody gave up. Everybody who bought a ticket stayed, and so the club was happy. And
then
great.
afterwards, we love. So one thing we do love to do, and they do this great at the Tempe Improv. We come out after the show and just talk to everyone. That's
a little bit of merch, sell some merch, hang out, talk to people, which is so much fun. And so Jay brought me out on the computer
and with a headset, and people just talk directly to
me at
it
the
was
merch
awesome.
line.
They
Remember
loved
the
it.
show Tattletales?
Yes.
That's exactly what you were doing without
Yes.
Bert Convy. By the way, I watch a lot of old game shows, and Bert Convy hosted Super Password and Tattletales. And
there was a circle of it was Peter Marshall.
Yeah.
It was Bert Convy, and who else?
London.
there were loads.
Ludden.
There was
Wink Martindale.
Wink
Martindale was
Martindale.
on there, and Bill Cullen, and there was
Chuck
a ton of
Woolery.
Peter, who did
Peter Tamarkin.
Peter Tamarkin, who we knew his
daughter in L.A. We knew his
He
What do you
died
mean by that?
tragically.
He got in
Like,
a plane wreck.
Plane wreck. Yeah,
crashed
he
a plane.
and his
But
second wife.
he had Pressure Luck, which was the
Pressure Luck,
fever dream coke house of I mean,
big whammies,
You forget
big
watching
money,
that.
no whammies. Stop.
It is a coke fever dream if
Oh,
you
my
watch
God.
it. Like this was the
Oh,
80s
yes.
in a nutshell.
It was like money. Things are going around. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, everybody had to be high on cocaine when they were doing
Oh,
that.
but the reason I brought up Tattletales and Bert Convy is now I'm watching these old game shows.
Mm-hmm.
He died of a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And I am like, I want a time machine because I can see it.
Yeah.
He's
You see
struggling.
it
He
starting to
struggles.
happen.
Yeah, because
You
it's like
see it
6
start-
years old. And Super Password, occasionally he'll just go, well,
amazing.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
No,
And
Bert,
he's like,
Bert.
you know what? And he'll forget names, and he'll
But
be
like
like,
Really?
what was
Bert
it?
Convy was like on Love Boat. Like
Yeah,
he would
that's
show
all
up
he
on
was.
like those shows.
He was the
you know?
master class.
He was the Charo of men.
He was the Charo of men.
The Charo.
A lot of people
men.
say that at this point, Charo is the Charo of men.
That's right. Charo of men sounds like a great fragrance.
the Charo of men. Charo of men. Yeah, we always said that if you could.
Brady has the charbroil of men.
Yes.
That is his coat. His
Brand.
cologne.
What a
The
brand.
charbroil of men. No, but that is if you can whisper it, that's it.
Yeah.
Like we were trying to come up with like certain when Jeter came out with his cologne. Remember
Yeah.
Jeter had driven by Jeter. We were like, we need another. Like who else could? We needed like another.
Said Joaquin Andujar.
Andujar.
If you do Andujar, that works. Galarraga.
Andres Galarraga. Galarraga.
I got one for you. Rusty Kuntz.
Dick Pole. Dick Pole was a good. Remember he was
a great player. Great
back
ball
in the
player.
day. Great player back in the day. Stood up really well. Solid.
The scent of Kuntz.
The Scent of Kuntz was one of my favorite Al Pacino movies.
It was a great
He was deaf in that movie, I think.
It's called everything a hoo-ha.
But
The sequel, he lost another sense. They changed his name and they just took another sense away.
he's deaf.
I've lost my sense of feel. I can't feel anything.
Charlie.
I think she's got a great ass. I don't know. I can't touch it. I don't know what
I can't feel anything.
Charlie, touch this for me.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ah.
What am I touching? Someone's hoo-ha.
What am I feeling here?
Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ah, that's nice. Put your hand on your dick again. Oh, I can't feel anything. Hoo-ha. He loses his sense every
He
time.
loses a different sense of it for every sequel. For every sequel. Every single loses.
Man, did they miss on that franchise?
That's New York Mets catcher Rusty Kuntz. Charlie, you're gonna
That's
wanna follow
Rusty
him
Staub.
around.
That's close. It's Rusty Staub.
Was Kuntz played for the Mets too?
Did he really?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't
Rusty
know.
Kuntz and Rusty Staub were on the same team for a little. Two Rusties. One
That would
team.
be the worst diagnosis to get from your
case of
gynecologist.
rusty
That just
Staub syndrome.
Ma'am,
We need a crowbar and some WD-40.
I need you to sit down for a second because you've got a very rusty.
Who's it worse for, really, though? The woman or the gynecologist? Because he found it, and they're going to name it after him.
The woman, the gynecologist,
We'll
or the
clear it
woman.
up with some
Yeah.
navel jelly.
Yes. a little Rust-Oleum and a little navel jelly, and we got this thing.
A little Krylon. Johnny comes
Bad
in.
case, we're going to need a wire brush.
No
Rip that
runs,
brush
no
down.
runs, no drips, no errors, guys.
Johnny
Oh,
Bench
God.
comes in. Krylon.
To cure the Rusty Kuntz.
There's like a brief period of time recently where Johnny Bench is now doing other ads. Like, remember he was doing everything, and
Yeah.
now he's doing
Some ad where he's holding 6 hamburgers in his hands because they're like, hey, I heard you used to be able to hold 6
baseballs in your hands. And you're like, hey, get your hands off everybody's hamburgers.
You're not eating all those.
Those
Is that
movies-
right?
Those ads are great, and then the Frank Thomas Nugenics ads are my favorite thing. That 2 women at a coffee shop. Are you?
Right.
Hang on a second. Is that the Big Hurt? Are you Frank Thomas? Are
You do not know his nickname is the
There
Big
is
Hurt.
no way you know who he is. And by the way, she's like, "You look great." I'm like, "He doesn't look that
Yeah.
great.
He looks
fat.
thick.
Yeah, but
He's
then
a big guy."
And
looks
then
like
when
Magic
the Big
Johnson.
Hurt ends, they were like, and you're going to love it too.
And you're going to love it, too. You look
'Cause he's
thick
gonna bang one.
AF, bro.
Because I'm going to split.
They have him standing next to Doug Flutie in one of them. It's like, after 40, my dick didn't work anymore. It's like, Frank, you're on TV. Shut up.
Frank, it's a commercial.
Frank.
The other guy in that commercial is Sun's announcer Kevin Ray. He's a friend of mine.
No way.
Oh, yeah, no, I always tease him. I think it's a Nutrigenics thing. I'm like,
So Nugenics, so it's him, and then there's George Brett. There's the
Yeah.
George Brett thing of I'm sorry,
Nothing.
George Brett, did you just eat some shellfish?
And then you crapped your pants in Vegas? Is that what happened?
nothing tops to me for celebrity sports endorsers quite like Clyde and Keith Hernandez. Just from
I thought you were
your
talking
beard
about-
is, They show up in that guy's bedroom. Hey man, your beard is weird, and they still have
They're
their
just-
microphones.
Yeah.
on
They're
the
sitting.
sidelines.
They're sitting
On his bed.
They're sitting on the dresser.
Yeah.
And their legs are hanging down like they're 8 years old.
Muppets.
So Keith Hernandez, this is crazy because this past summer, did it
Yeah,
happen?
yeah.
Keith Hernandez had the weirdest injury ever. This is insane. Keith Hernandez, the way he described it, and then you say to yourself, it either exactly happened or
He's
did not.
covering up something way worse.
He was trimming hedges,
rose bushes.
above his hot tub, and he slipped on the hot tub and fell, and the clippers came and sliced his foot.
Yeah.
We're like, don't you have a gardener?
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
You're
Well, his
Keith
name's Hernandez. He's keeping it real.
Stop.
It's just natural.
Did you just
natural.
Did you just throw it
I
up
was
for me?
clipping. I was clipping.
I thought you gave me like a I don't know what
It was a
that was.
cut. It was a cut
I
sign.
threw it up.
Give me
Throw
a
it up.
thing. Throw it up
I
for the
threw up
boys.
the clippers.
That's good racism right there, man. That's nice.
Props.
Who puts roses around their jacuzzi, though, too?
That's a good
You know
point.
what I want while I'm sitting here relaxing? Tons of bees.
Surrounded by thorns and bees.
Thorns and bees. Can I get more
Whores
of those?
and bees. That's
And by
what
the
you want.
way, and who was sitting in the hot tub saying "This is really nice, Keith. I really appreciate it. Can you clip these roses back?"
bro.
While we're in here,
It's really ruining my experience. The fact that these beautiful flowers are blooming all around your
and
thing.
he
It just-
fell
he
and
slipped
opened
and
his
fell.
foot.
Opened his foot. I'm like, when
Sliced
did this
it.
happen?
Sliced it.
This
Last
happened over the
summer.
summer.
No
Yeah.
kidding. You guys are pals with Keith Hernandez?
No,
No,
I
we
just
just
read
covered
the
it on our
story.
sports show.
I
Yeah,
covered
we
it
just
on-
covered the story, and
It's
we're like,
I can't believe, Keith, that there were so many things that could have happened.
we know we covered that story when we were filling in for Jim Rome on the radio, and that just took off because
That is
people were
phenomenal.
like, he's.
Do you still do that?
That's good. Yeah.
So
I haven't
we
heard
were
that in years.
So
I
we were
gotta
doing
get on
that
it.
show, and we were making fun of that. We did a story about Lenny Dykstra when he threw away like a $2,000 prosthetic in a.
no, he
So he took it out.
He took
when
it
he
out
was at a Jersey Mike's or something.
and he put it in and he
Put it in the wrapper, he eats the thing, crumbles up the wrapper, forgets about it, throws it in the dumpster, and then he and someone else had to go dumpster diving to find his mouth guard.
And so he filmed the whole thing. I'm like, Lenny, this isn't something you want to put out into the world. Also, like, you now have become the kid in Parenthood.
Yeah.
Like, you're digging through a dumpster for your
Steve Martin
retainer.
and Mary
I was
Steenburgen
like,
are helping you out.
What are you doing, Lenny Dykstra? So we start going off.
We go in on Lenny Dykstra for the fact he did a whole, like, he did a magazine for players on how to invest their money, and then he went bankrupt.
Right. He put an ad on Craigslist for a maid,
and she came over
and he was naked when he interviewed.
And he wanted her to give a happy ending. Like, so he's off the rails. So I think someone, because it was on Rome, like, it's something if we did on our podcast, then maybe it would get to him. But because we're on Rome, someone contacted him, and he started threatening us on Twitter. Like, he's going to find us and kill us.
He'll find you in any dumpster.
I'll find you there. I'm like,
really? We don't hang out in dumpsters behind jerseys.
Has there been a resolution?
No resolution.
So if you run into him this weekend, it's trouble.
It's trouble.
So come down to
we
Tempe
brought him
Improv.
here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great day. We have a great day. The Sklar brothers and Lenny Dykstra are here today. We're going to have to fight it out. It's going to be awesome.
People's Court.
Phenomenal.
Great stuff. Great. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Judge Judy and the Sklar brothers rocking it out.
Give me a phenomenal. That's a
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Judge Judy also, like, remember when Judge Judy, like, a year ago changed her hair from
ruined the show,
from the high bun to the ponytail, and you're like, this shouldn't mean that much, but I'm like, I don't think she has that much. I don't think you have that much authority.
I don't trust her anymore.
What do you?
She lost her honor.
She also has a soft ring light coming up from the bottom. It makes her look like she's already dead.
I was like, you really don't care? You really don't care about this? What's next? Yeah. Pigtails? Come on. You gotta braid it up. You gotta braid it off, Pocahontas?
Yeah. It's coming to an end. Is she just braiding?
Where's your receipt?
I don't like it.
Yeah. Where's your receipt? That was Franklin.
Show me the receipt.
Franklin and Jaye. Great comic. His
Where's
old
the
joke.
receipt?
You know that joke? That bit?
Remember it. Yeah.
It was so good. He's talking about the People's Court. He's like, someone could come in with, like, the biggest, like,
laundry
case.
list of all the
he
things.
Did this, he did this.
That, he did that, he did that. And Wapner's like, do you have the receipt? And he's like, no, I do not. He's like, I'll be right back with my decision.
That's all he wanted.
Do you have the receipt? No, I do not. I'll be right back with my
Got a half hour out of him.
I like that Wapner, no matter what, just had to.
Give me the receipt.
I'll be right back.
Stretch it out, do a couple of push-ups, come back. You know you lost.
What
right?
is he doing in his chambers? I don't want to know. I don't want to. All I'm saying is that robe could hang itself.
Yeah.
Very stiff. A very stiff walking robe.
And let's just say, Llewellyn never said a word.
Never.
Doug was a good partner.
He kept it quiet.
A good man.
Kept it on the down.
Sklar Brothers this weekend at the Tempe Improv. If you want to go, TempeImprov.com. Leave us with words of wisdom, guys.
Phoenix, we love you. Tempe, we love you also. I don't know, Scottsdale, I don't know if you guys know this, but Scottsdale is an old Native American phrase meaning fake breasts.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. Algonquin or Navajo, maybe?
It is. It's Cherokee. Navajo, Cherokee.
It's
Aztec, Navajo, Cherokee.
And Navajos.
So Scottsdale, come out. Everyone come out.
Everyone
come
really
out.
Fun. These shows are going to be amazing. Our buddy Jeff Tice, who's a great comic from Denver, came down, and he's going to feature for us. You will love him.
Awesome.
Really
and our old friend, Matt Coleman, who runs these clubs and has brought so much money and great stuff to Phoenix. You guys have...
And Cleveland.
But to Phoenix.
He's done great work in the greater...
I know it rained, but let's get... All right, come on. Not that close.
He's done a lot of work in the greater Shaker Heights area.
And that's really why we came on today, is to talk about Matt Coleman's Shaker Heights.
Pepper Pie, come on out tonight.
No, but I'm telling you, this guy, we grew up with him in St. Louis and know his family, and the amount of stuff he's done for Phoenix, for the downtown Phoenix area. Stand Up Live. Nothing was downtown before Stand Up Live. Nothing. And they put that in, and all of a sudden, if you have a great downtown in Phoenix, thanks to this guy. And he also made the Phoenix Suns better. So give him all
the kid from Beechwood does it all, man.
All the glory to God.
He's also working on a serum to get DeAndre Ayton not to look like an 85-year-old, 22-year-old.
Yes.
That guy looks like Greg Oden's dad.
Greg Oden's dad in Kyrie Irving's Uncle Drew makeup.
I was like, are we filming another Uncle Drew movie? Take the makeup off, Ayton.
So he's working on that for you, Phoenix. So support us just to support him.
Come on out. These shows are going to be amazing, and we'll see you this weekend.
Always great. The Sklar Brothers, everybody. It's 98 KUPD.
The best the world has to offer in music, drama, and comedy.
KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.